Another day trying to get this Land Cruiser back on the road after 14 years. After a test drive, this thing was overheating, but in case you're new, this thing was a plow truck and hasn't seen the road in 14 years. I paid $1,400, which is dirt cheap for a Land Cruiser, and after getting it running again, I ripped out the entire biohazard of an interior and completely refinished it. My goal is to sell the Cruiser for profit and start the next project. I drove it home from the brake shop where it overheated, so I'm replacing the original radiator, which hopefully resolves the overheating problem, so I can sell it and buy the next disaster. In addition to replacing the radiator, I'm also doing a new fan clutch, because the fan was not spinning as fast as it should have been. The old radiator crumbled apart when I ripped it out yesterday, so before I start, I'm just going in and cleaning up the workstation. This is definitely a knuckle-busting activity, because all the bolts that I need to get this fan off are deep in there and they haven't moved in 33 years. Let me just say I wish I had a small child to hold a flashlight and yell at, because it was difficult to see down some of these cracks. If you haven't by now, make sure you're following and leave a like so a brother can get paid. But look at the difference. Also, how should I clean this pulley? I don't have a sandblaster or anything. Yesterday in the comments, you all told me that this was the air condenser. This thing is in worse shape than the radiator and is definitely blocking good airflow, so I'm removing it because air conditioning doesn't matter when you can't drive. It also didn't work anyways. But yeah, you can see this thing is just not in great shape. Now the new radiator should get maximum airflow and keep the beast cool. You guys also pointed out that this was the transmission cooler, but it's completely unconnected, and you can see the hoses that are meant to go into it have been rerouted into each other. So let me know why you think somebody would have done that. And how do I test if it's still good? Next I'm doing the power steering pump because it squeaks more than a seagull finding a bag of Doritos on the beach. I was planning to do the power steering pump for a while, and it was only $60, but I bought it before I even knew that the Land Cruiser overheated, and I could not get this pulley off. I know they have pulley pullers and stuff, but I went the cheap route and drilled a hole in the side of it so I could jam something in there and get that bolt loose. Then when I tapped it off, it took the entire power steering shaft with it. So I'm letting it soak with PB Blaster, but I kept hitting it with a hammer and it wouldn't come. So how should I get that off? This was a super easy job, and I'm just transferring all the old hardware onto the new pump. And it's really just 2 bolts and then the lines that go into it. I put the new fan clutch on, but I'm only putting the fan up for video purposes because I want room to get in there and put the new radiator on. And I still cannot get that pulley out. My brand new shop floor is a mess, so also let me know what you use to clean your shop floors. I'm narrating this in the morning, and I just heard a knock at the door, which should be my radiator. And 'tis. I'm heading down to the shop right now. The Cruiser could be on the road today. Stay tuned for the installation video. Bye.